It's the quiet time of the off-season for the Montreal Canadiens, 1 month before the storm of news and information leading up to the opening of NHL training camps and preseason games. So what is currently going on in the world of the Montreal Canadiens? In this Talking Habs news video, I've got a couple of trade rumors, Captain Nick's thoughts on Raphael Harvey-Pinard, the Cayden Primeau problem, a former Hab retires, destinations for a couple of Habs prospects, and get your all-time Habs lineup in a Talking Habs video. That's all right here, right now at Talking Habs. Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome in. It's time for some Talking Habs news. Let's get right to it. According to a Swiss news report from outlet Neue Zürcher Zeitung, David Reinbacher may stay with the Habs if he makes the team in training camp. If not, he'll go back to his Swiss men's league team Kloten for the season. They say he'll definitely not play in the AHL or the CHL or any other junior league. An elite prospect scout, David St. Louis, says he believes Reinbacher is good enough right now to play a third pair role in the NHL. I think the outcome is going to be that Reinbacher goes back to Swiss league and he continues to develop there and be ready for training camp the following season. I wish him the best, and if he does make the team, it's just all better for the Habs. And if Lane Hutson joins the team at the end of the season, we may see the pairing of Reinbacher Hutson this coming season. There may be an offer for Habs winger Mike Hoffman. An unnamed team, and by unnamed, it probably means that this is just a fake rumor, has apparently offered to take Hoffman with $1 million retained on his contract in exchange for a 7th-round pick. I don't know if it's true, but if it is, I would take this deal right now. It opens up a contract and roster spot that are needed for the young players. Plus, you get $3.5 million off the cap and make it easier to keep Price on the roster till opening day, which Montreal absolutely has to do before putting him on LTIR once the season starts. So I would take this deal, and I hope it's true. I'm leaning towards that it's not. Former Hab Uncle Nate Thompson, has retired at 38 years old. Thompson didn't play in the NHL at all last season, but played for the Ontario Reign of the AHL, putting up just 6 points in 30 games. Thompson was a journeyman veteran of 9 teams: Boston, New York Islanders, Tampa Bay, Anaheim Ducks, Ottawa Senators, LA Kings, the Habs, the Flyers, and the Winnipeg Jets. In 15 NHL seasons, he played 88 games here in parts of 2 seasons, with 5 goals, 16 assists for 21 points. And overall in his career, 844 games played, 65 goals, 99 assists for 164 points. He was a 6th-round pick by Boston in 2003. Best of luck in your retirement, Nate Thompson. Remember when Kaden Primo was going to be the next Carey Price? Those days have come and gone, and Primeau, if anything, has been a big disappointment so far in his young career. He is only 23 years old, and since goalies take longer in general, he still has some potential to turn it around. Entering his 5th pro season, Primeau no longer is waiver exempt, and being that he is on the NHL roster and unlikely to break camp with Montreal, what does Montreal do with him? Since they'll have to waive him to send him down to Laval, what's the likelihood that he's claimed? And if not, what is Primeau's value at this point in his career? Hockey writer Mark Dumas says this about Primeau. I highly doubt that Kaden Primo would be claimed if he were placed on waivers. In fact, there's practically no chance of that happening unless a team is desperately looking for a goaltender. Every NHL club has 1 or 2 Primos in their pool of prospects, and most of them have better statistics. I got to agree with Mark on that. Almost zero chance Primeau is claimed on waivers. Send him to the Rocket and let him continue to develop, and hopefully the goalies on the big club stay healthy and Primeau stays down in Laval. If you're a fan of Montembeault's, remember, he didn't look like a serious NHL goalie till last season at age 26. Primo still has time, but his value right now is almost non-existent until he starts showing his NHL value. What do you think about Primo? What's his value? And you think he'll clear waivers? Let me know in the comment section down below. I saw an interesting rumor out there involving Montreal and Calgary and a goalie. Montreal would send Colorado's second-round pick in 2024 to Calgary in exchange for young goalie Dan Vladar. Vladar is 25 years old. He's 6'5". In 55 NHL games, he's 29, 14, and 8 with a 285 goals against and an 899 save percentage. He was drafted by the Boston Bruins in 2015 in round 3, 75th overall. Vladar is still signed for 2 years at $2.2 million his AAV. Monty and Vladar combined would be just $3.2 million for next season. In my opinion, Vladar brings a good chance to have as good a season and possibly better than Jake Allen might, and a 7-year age difference, which could make a difference near the end of the season. It frees up $1.65 million in cap space once they've moved Allen, which they'll be willing to do if they make this trade. And with Carey Price expected to be hanging around the team and helping out, the team wouldn't really be missing the leadership and mentorship that Allen provides because Carey can provide some of that. This would give the Habs a tandem of 2 young goalies, a 1A and 1B, giving Dobish and Fowler time to develop. Primo as well, if he's not claimed. I like and respect Jake Allen, but a move like this, I'd be okay with it. When you consider that more than likely Jake Allen is not playing in Montreal beyond next season. So I think the opportunity to acquire a good young goaltender to go along with Sam Montembeault for at least the next couple of seasons, I think that's a good idea. Nick Suzuki and Raphael Harvey-Pinard showed some serious chemistry last season when put together after Cole Caulfield's season ending very prematurely. The duo was exciting to watch and very productive, and they are continuing to play together in this summer's 3-on-3 league, and as Nick puts it, continuing to build more chemistry on the ice and off. Is it possible we're going to see RHP spend some time with Nick and Cole on the first line in 23-24? I don't think any significant time, unless there's a major injury to a top 6 winger. But we could see Montreal shift wingers around until they find a perfect fit for that line. After Cole was out of the lineup last season and RHP had been called up, Nick watched him closely and thought he'd be a good fit for him, and Coach Marty agreed when he brought it to him. And they were right. Nick was asked in January of last season what he thought about, I guess, the chemistry between the two guys, or in general about RHP. He said, I don't know if people know that, but me and him were at rookie camp together and had a little bond there, Suzuki said. He plays the right way. You know where he's going to be all the time. He just plays hard. You love to see that out of a guy proving himself. Asked what he likes about RHP's game when he was on TSN 690 the other day, Nick said this: they have good chemistry together. RHP is a smart player. He goes to all the right areas. He's easy to play with. And Nick said he loves his compete level. Always plays hard and always competes hard. And that he gets to the front of the net. It all makes for good chemistry, which leads to good things happening on the ice. RHP may not be thought of as a first liner, but maybe he is. It's up to him to prove it. Last season's second first-round pick, Philippe Mayshar, seems to know exactly where he'll be playing next season. The Laval Rocket. Now, this is from an interview that's done in a different language and translated, so it may sound a little weird. So Mayshar says, they told me that I should be well prepared for the big leagues because the AHL awaits me. If I surprise in camp, I could get a game in the NHL. It just depends on me, how I show up. I think that I will play the season on the farm. The way I feel is that I go for everything one step at a time. At the moment, the most important thing for me is the AHL, to win a solid place in the Laval Rocket. Of course, I have the NHL in my head a little, but I don't worry about it. So any Habs fans expecting to see Mayshar as a regular this season? And there's a lot of people that have said to me they expect Mayshar to make the team. It doesn't look likely that he'll do that, and he'll be playing in Laval, and I think that's the best place for him to be playing. What would your all-time Habs lineup look like? Does it look like this? Send me your all-time Habs lineup, and I'll put it into a video in which I'm currently working on my own list. So leave a comment below with your lineups or with any comments on any of the stories that you saw in this video today. Thanks for watching, everybody. Till next time, stay safe out there. Peace out, y'all. Keep your sticks on the ice, and ciao, everybody.